Hello everyone, welcome to another realistic portrait drawing live, and yeah, we're gonna do hyper realistic skin tone so you can see it. If you are watching it on a replay, you can see the actual drawing process right here live. So I hope you don't get bored because you will see how slow the process is, and yeah, and I hope you have lots of time. First of all, I'm gonna use a dark pencil. This is a very dark pencil, but majority of the skin tone I will use graphite. Aside from this particular pencil, I use it for the darkest value that graphite couldn't achieve. So even if you use like a 12B or a 10B, it will not be very dark. That's why I need the help of this dark pencil right here. This is the Cretacolor Nero oil-based charcoal pencil. You will see right here the difference on values. Hello everyone, sa mga bagong pasok, to those who just came to my live stream, thank you so much. Osarian Heru HTP, hello, thank you so much. Jeff Bonilla, hello. Let me explain. Dam randomly recommended your live stream. You really get you really got some skills. Thank you so much. Let me explain. Dre or Drea Stay. Thank you so much. One sister. Hello, good evening, one sister. So you will see right here how dark this pencil is, and the amount or the level of contrast that it can provide to the portrait. Mile High Commander, thank you so much. Chuck, good morning everyone, happy drawing to all. Thank you, Craft Call. Mergem Cartal, can you show us what tools you use for the drawings? For this drawing, I'm just using the I have my erasers right here, mono zero eraser and then electric eraser. Three erasers actually. I have the kneaded erasers, and I have my blenders. I have the uh, blending stump. Of course, my sharpener. I will also use cutter knife for sharpening the graphite, and then I have my soft brush, makeup brush right here, as blender also. And then for the graphite pencils, I use several grades of graphite. I have the B, the 7B, the 4B, the H, and the F. So those are the grades of the graphite. And then I have my dark pencils, Cretacolor, Nero, soft, and hard. So that's basically is the are the materials for this drawing. Hello, hello, Joy. Ev- Evro, I totally love your art. Thank you so much. Mergem Cartalwa, thank you. Luckily, I have some similar, but what kind of pencils do you use? So soft, hard, and what was the other one called? The graphite pencils. For the graphite, I use two brands of graphite pencils. I have here my Stiedler Mars Lumograph. This is the B. And then for this brown, or what do you call this color? Maroon pencils right here. This is the Mitsubishi High Uni graphite pencils, and then the two black ones, these are not graphite pencils, but I use it to achieve super dark parts, like the eye part and right here on the left side of face. This is the very dark pencils called Nero Cretacolor Nero oil based charcoal pencil. So this is more like similar to the graphite, because even if it is charcoal, this is oil based. So it behaves very similarly with graphite than charcoal. But this is what I use for super dark values, like this part, this hair part right here. As you can see, it produces really dark contrast for the drawing. Creation with a rush. Hello creation. How much the drawing take to draw? I'm not sure, but I was already spending lots of hours for this drawing, because I'm trying to achieve hyper realistic skin tone here. Ami Arya, bro, love your artworks from India. Hello, Army Arya, thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome, Merjem. Kartal, thank you so much. Creation of the Rush. Arya, what do you prefer, graphite medium or charcoal medium? I like them both, actually. To be honest, I like them equally. There are times, I think for me, it depends on my mood. There are times when I want graphite, I want the lightness and the realism, the level of realism that you can achieve with graphite, especially on the skin tone. I love also the lightness of the graphite, but I also love the and the dramatic effect of the charcoal. So it really depends on what I like on a particular situation. It really depends on what I want to create in terms of the style. If I want something more on the realism spectrum, I love to use graphite. But if I want to make drawings, even though realistic, but with a little touch of expressionism, I use charcoal. So this is my blending stump for beginners. This is used to push the what do you call it? Push the charcoal or the pencil inside the tooth of the paper, because you don't want as much as possible, you don't want to see the tooth of the paper on the final drawing. So but you don't need to blend using blending stuff. You don't need to put pressure, because you don't want to fully flatten the tooth of the paper in case you want to add some more layer, and if you want to add more darkness to certain parts, you can do that, because the tooth of the paper is still there. So for beginners, it's really important that your drawing paper has tooth or texture, because for realistic portraiture, it's done through layering. So you go layer after layer until you get the correct values. So right here I already used the blending stump. Now I wanted to make it a little bit more darker, this part right here on the extreme left of the face. So after blending with blending stump, I'm gonna layer my second layer with the same dark pencil that I use and make it even darker. So you will notice that it will become more and more darker because she has a very dark hair, really black hair. You see how dark this pencil is? It's really important when you are drawing realistic portraits you with graphite pencils, and there are parts based on your reference photo that is so extremely dark. You can achieve that using with the help of this kind of dark pencils. Again, this is called the Cretacolor Nero oil-based charcoal pencil. I wish I could draw with you. Keep going. Madi Manahi. Madi Chap Yeet. Madi Panay, how to improve the connection between eye and hand. Well, I feel like everything goes with practice and with understanding your subject. And with for some artists, it's about composition. For some artists, it's about conveying the emotion through by what you see, and then it goes to the brain, and then to your hand, and then to the paper. And yeah, the second question, that's a very difficult question to answer, because I don't think there is a single acceptable definition of what art is. Art is a very huge, it's enormous part of a person's or people's consciousness, or it's looking at the world and conveying what you see. um, if you are a visual artist on paper, on a canvas, if you are a performing artist on the movement of the dance, or of the notes that you sing. So art is a very huge subject. So it's really hard to define it actually, what art really is. But for me, art is what artists, or every or particular artist, want to express or to convey, or for whatever medium, for whatever form of art it is. So it's like looking at the world and then reflecting it on whatever type of art you do. Eman Faras, art is life for me. That's a very nice definition too. Arnav, is brush better than stump? Actually, they do a different, what do you call this? They do a very different use for a drawing. The blending stump is used primarily for very dark details, right? On this one, if you want to blend it, the solid dark, you use a stump. If you want something that is very lightly blended, that you don't fully blend it because you still want some texture, or you still want um, just if you just want light blending, you can use a brush. So they are different, but I use them both on a particular project. Special topic when it comes to art. Those of you who are here, have you heard of this new art movement called Dadaism? Dadaism. This is considered by some as a new art movement. They define it Dadaism. They define it art. Some what's considered art is what the artist itself, when the artist himself says it's art, then it's art. An example of Dadaism, that kind of art called Dadaism, is if you see the banana, when someone put a duct taped a banana on a wall, and a lot of people say that is art, because the one who did that say that it's art. So yeah, that's Dadaism. That's those, for some people that's ridiculous, but for some that is considered as art. Why doesn't my brush blend graphite well for skin tone? I don't know. For me it blends well. Maybe because I don't know. Maybe you um, put a harder pressure when you layer on the paper. That's why the brush couldn't tightly. You can really blend it. But if you blend it with a brush because it's too soft, you can use other blenders to blend on the skin tone. You can use cotton buds or Q-tips, or you can even use tissue paper. Juan Viet, how you drawing skin through layering? Do it through layering. I have very light base tone, and then I layer it with a darker tone, and then I go darker and darker. It depends on the tone of the skin. Arnav, should I use a makeup brush or paint brush? Will it make any difference? Um, Sometimes there are paint brushes, especially those Chinese brushes, where the bristles are too hard that it can hurt the tooth of the paper. It can damage the tooth of the paper. So, if you use paintbrush, make sure that it's still very soft. Ornix, hello again. What paper do you use for your graphite drawings? Um, I use basically Strathmore papers because that is the brand that I love to use. So there are different types of Strathmore papers. There are the smooth surface, and there's the vellum surface. But with graphite, what I love to use, perfect to use here, are the medium surface papers. The papers that are not too smooth and not too rough, something in the middle. So I have the Strathmore for that kind of surface, the medium surface. I use the Strathmore heavyweight drawing paper, and then the Strathmore colored pencil paper for graphite, even for graphite. But you can also use Strathmore vellum surface. Uh, but you can also use Strathmore smooth surface if you want something textured but not too much, just enough for to achieve the skin tone. So here I'm still using my Cretacolor Nero to achieve this dark, like this extreme left side of the face is really dark. That's why I'm using this Cretacolor Nero. But for the rest of the skin tone, I will use pure graphite. Madi Panahi, how long have you been drawing? Um, I've been drawing since I was very young, but I started accepting commission portraits, or I started to earn to I decided to accept commission portraits around 15 years ago, I think. How much you charge for commissions? It really depends. It depends on the medium, it depends on the size, the number of people, and I couldn't say this exact amount, but commission portraits, aside from the materials, you have to consider the quality of the drawing, and then you have to consider the medium, the effort, the art that you put, and the effort. So it should not be cheap. It should be it should be something that the price should be worth it for, because the quality and the materials, it should last, the portrait should last a lifetime if possible, because of the quality of the drawing and the materials also. How long have you been drawing? um I I started accepting commission portraits around 15 years ago. Abinash Arts. So I already finished the dark details on the extreme left of face. Now I can proceed with my graphite pencil. So I start with 4B. By the way, as you can see, the entire portrait has already have base tones to it. That's why now I'm focusing on the darker tones and the details of the skin tone. Abinash Arts, yes, yes it is. I love best tools for blending light areas like skin. Um, you can just use makeup brushes because they are so soft. So you just apply it with medium pressure, light to medium pressure, with circular motion. That's, I think, the way to blend. You can also use tissue paper if you want something to blend something lightly and quick. Madi Panahi, and advice for beginner artists. What piece of advice would you say to your younger self when you started drawing? Um, when I started drawing, um, well, first of all, technical skills is very important. So for beginners, it's really important to first study. learn about the different types of pencils. Even if you have don't have the pencils yet, you can try to look to YouTube or any platform to study the different grades of pencils, the the tonal values, study about how to achieve the correct tonal values. All those technical things is very important. Aside from those general rules that you can apply, like patience, like the correct pace of the drawing, to not rush the portrait. And this applicable only to realistic portraits, because there are also some expressive portraits which they do on a lot quicker pace. But yeah, technical skill is very important. The quality of every pencil, the grades of pencils, and everything. And yeah, so, and then it's important also, when you are a beginner, to know that there are different types of and style of drawing. So you really have to study them and then find on yourself what kind of style you want for your, uh, and then you focus on that and try to improve on to that. Arnav, I want to pursue a career in art, but my parents will not allow it. What should I do? You really have to. I think you really have to talk to them, or show them that that is what you want, and that is something that you want to pursue. Um, and yeah, if you are happy with it, if that is your passion, um, and if you believe that you can earn something from it, then I think you really need to. Or if your parents are just not convinced, try to convince them. You just try to um, show them, but you can't disrespect them, or you cannot disrespect their opinion, or what they want, because I'm very sure that they really want just the best for you. So it's a combination of compromises, and yeah, because yeah, that's exactly happened to me. I decided to pursue what my parents wanted me. I pursue a different path. I took a different course in college, and although I can still use all the skills that I learned from school, because I don't have a formal art training. It's very expensive and we couldn't afford it. That's why I decided to just teach myself with whatever I know right now. So these are all based on self studies, and yeah, and I worked on several companies, and yeah, and those the money that I got from those jobs allowed me to pursue my passion in art. Thank you, Artisha Alomgir. I don't want to hurt them, that's why I didn't ask them yet. That is that's nice of you, because yeah, no one wants to hurt their parents, but I think you just need to give it a little bit time for you to figure out what you can do, because situations and people are different. how to make fingers so good. Actually, it's the same way to draw other parts. You just need to just get all those details right, and the shadows. It's important to get the correct shadows of the fingers to make it look three-dimensional. Now I'm gonna get my B pencil. Hello, Anish Kumar Somavali. Pencil B6 or I use graphite pencils using different grades. I have B, I have 4B and 7B, and then I have H and F. Arnav, on which art you have, in which art you have spent most time and how much? I spend more time whenever I use colored pencils because if you use them on realistic skin tone and realistic portraits, they consume lots of hours and a lot more time because colored pencils are slow process medium. Now you use which pencil for outlines? I use H pencil. Yash Artbox. Hello, Yash Artbox. Arnav, where do you live? I am from the Philippines. So I'm just going back and forth with my 4B and my B. Artist at Summit, we are watching you from India. Wow, hello for all the Indian viewers. Thank you so much, Lado Rani. Hence, Porto, what pencil are you using? I'm using graphite pencils. I have here the Stidler Mars Lumograph B, and I also use the rest of my graphite. I use this Mitsubishi Hi-Uni graphite pencils. Arnav, how you sharp your pencils look so cool. Only the hard ones that I sharpen this long. Like for example, this one is the F. But for the softer pencils, I use rather I use sharp regular sharpeners. But for those sharp pencils, I use just a very sharp cutter knife. But I still take lots of caution because I don't want to, snap the pencil because that's very heartbreaking if the pencil breaks. Artist at Summit, can you give us some tips how to draw eyes and eyelashes one by one pencil grade? Yeah, maybe in the next portraits, if I'm going to start a portrait, I decided to just give live drawing um, on how to start a portrait, even with colored pencils and even with graphite also. So you just have to watch out for it. Can you draw my profile? You're so pro. Artist at Summit. Mary Jane Magwale, I sub. Thank you. Thank you so much. Corrado Loredana, do better. The lips. The lips is not yet done. It just has base tone, so it's not yet. I'm not yet starting on the lips. The parts that I already finished is the nose and only the nose and the eyes and this part of the face. So the rest are yet to be drawn because they just have base tone. Like the mouth, it's just purely base tone. It doesn't have any layering when it comes to the actual mouth. So yeah, maybe I should start now the mouth because I can see that maybe you are thinking that the mouth is looks weird because of how it is right now because it only has a base tone. And I don't even start the mouth yet. So maybe I should start a little bit for the mouth. So just like how I started here, I'm gonna start with my darkest value. So I'm gonna use my Cretacolor Nero Soft. Rather the hard. I'm gonna start with the hard Cretacolor for the mouth. What is the name of the paper you drew on? This paper is called the Strathmore 300 series vellum surface. Lado Rani, you're very talented in your work. Thank you so much. Hans Oporto, can you teach us how to do outline better? I have a recent tutorial on the outline using the grid method. You want to check out? It's like when you see my profile, you can see the few new drawings and you can find it there. Artist at Summit BMD, which grade pencil you used to draw the eyes? So for the eyes, I have my dark pencil here, the Cretacolor Nero, and then I use this just the basic color, the B. I started with the H, for the base tone, and then I use the B, and then the 4B, the 7B. And for the darkest parts, I use the Cretacolor Nero right here. Arnab, what do you use for highlights? For highlights, I use the erasing technique. So you use erasers to achieve the highlights. Basically, you just use the kneaded eraser or the electric eraser. If the highlights is very white, you can use the electric eraser. And then for highlights on the skin tone, I use the mono zero eraser. Maybe I should start drawing the lips because not just the lips, the entire mouth is very, very hard. It's complicated because she has an open mouth and you can see her tongue, and the tongue is quite detailed, and her lips is quite detailed as well. You can see those creases, and of course the teeth. The teeth is one of the most difficult to draw because you cannot just leave it white. You cannot just leave the whiteness of the paper to show the whiteness of the teeth. You will also need to shade the teeth with light pencils. That's why it's hard to draw the entire mouth. Is it beneficial to use sandpaper for sharpening erasers and pencils? I don't think you quite need sandpaper. You can just use regular sharpeners. So this is the hard. Where's the hard Krita color? This one. Hence, Oporto, can you also teach us how you did you shade better? It looks so good. So what I do basically is layering techniques. So I do not achieve this with just one layer. So I have here my base tone. This is pure base tone right here, and then for this part, this is layered. I do it layer after layer with a combination of different grades of pencils, and then layer, and then blend, and then erase, and then layer, blend, erase. So that's how you do it until you achieve the correct tone. I think I'm gonna start with the shadow, the very dark shadow under her teeth, so the teeth will look more defined. So if you have, actually, even if you don't have a sweaty hands, you really still need something like this to protect your paper from your hand. So you don't want to touch the paper with your hand directly, especially if you're using graphite or charcoal. You can ruin very easily the skin tone, because if a drop of water of any liquid touch it, it's going to be a messy drawing. That's why I what I use is this one, a wooden ruler, but I also clean it once in a while because it can also have some dirt to it that you can transfer to the paper. Arnab, did you use white charcoal pencil for skin highlights? I not for this one because this is a white paper. So the charcoal white charcoal pencil is only works on toned papers, but for white paper you don't need to use it. Artist at Summit in India, you can say good job for your portrait skills. Good job. Where did you buy all of your pencils? I bought them on different shops. Some I bought online here in the Philippines, and but mostly I bought on actual art shops here in the Philippines, because some materials can easily be broken into, especially charcoal or those very fragile pencils. I don't trust it to the courier. That's why I had to buy on actual art shops. How do you give those small highlights on skin? It looks so good. Those small highlights, I use the erasers. I have these mono zero erasers for this tiny highlights. For sharp highlights, I use electric eraser, right? Like this. Like for example, you want some sharper highlights here to reflect like a little bit of sweat. What do you call that? The shine of the skin. You just use right here. So yeah. Hence, Oporto, where did you buy your Staedtler pencils, Mitsubishi Hayuni and Criticolony Always Sharpful pencils? I got this all on an art shop here in the Philippines called. Are you Filipino, by the way, Hans Oporto, or you are from other countries? Because here in the Philippines, I buy it uh, on two shops. One is called the Art Bar, and the other one is called the Deovir Art Shops. Art Shop. Famous fans, artist. Famous fans. I choose artist. I practice. That's good. Okay, Hans Oporto from Philippines. Binibili ko siya sa Art Bar SM North tsaka sa Art Bar SM Mega Mall and then sa Deovir. Deovir Art Shop sa SM North din tsaka sa SM Mega Mall. Meron din. Shiv Shankar, hi, hello. Shiv Shankar, I'm from India. What will I do? The Okay, so I couldn't do it like I need a paper. Wait, I need a small paper. Oh no, it's too big.